So my name is Ana Maria Aristizabal. I am the co-founder and partner of Winnipeg Ventures. We are the first Latin American EdTech and Future of Work fund dedicated to invest in equity in pre-seed and seed stage companies that are transforming the future of education and work in LATAM. We are in the middle of fundraising. We are very close to our first close. We've secured anchor investors right now. We are around 5 million committed. We are aiming to close with 6 million and do our first close in the next few months. Knock on wood. We are already working with some of the potential pipeline companies that we invest in. We've invested in some of the companies through our initial proof of concept fund, which invested in around 13 EdTech and Future Work fund companies. So when I think back about my time in the Silicon Valley in 2017, 2018, when many of the current leading funds in the world started to emerge, I see that LATAM is in a very similar space with a lot of innovation, with a lot of companies and entrepreneurs looking to disrupt the current systems. And at the same time, you have the incumbents, the universities, and the traditional players looking for solutions in technology. And what's missing is actually funding to be able to catalyze and ignite that ecosystem to be able to grow. So we aim to play that role, and we believe that the region is ready for that. And currently, the entrepreneurs are getting funding from sector agnostic funds that might do 1 or 2 investments in EdTech and Future of Work, but they don't have a go-to fund that can actually lead rounds, that can support them in their fundraise, that can connect the dots, that can bring other investors from the region or overseas to support their growth, and most importantly, someone who's thinking about the future and the business and making the connection and strategic partnerships with all of these players that actually need someone who understands them and their business model. So that's the role that we want to play in support of this ecosystem building. We are very proud of some of the investments that we made early in some of these companies that are now growing and getting attention from other investors. So for instance, we have B-Readers, which is a company born in Chile that is working on reading comprehension and also reading literacy. They started in Chile, they went to Peru, they expanded in Colombia, and they are now making great progress in the US. So they are actually based in Austin, and they are selling to some of the schools, and they are entering into some of the districts in Texas, looking to serve the Latino population that actually needs to learn to read and comprehend what they read in Spanish as well. Because I don't know how much you know, but in LATAM, only 1 out of 5 kids actually understand what they read when they reach age 10. And that's a big issue later on. We also invested in another great company called EdMachina, which is an Argentinian-born company, now operating also in Peru, in Mexico, and starting to make some innings in Brazil that basically focus on helping universities reduce their churn. So they have developed artificial intelligence technology that connects with the back office of the universities and allows them to actually flag students at risk for different reasons, academic, financial, social-emotional, and this platform allows them to actually see it very clearly on a dashboard how can the university make interventions to support that churn, which is significant and can mean a lot of revenue loss for the institutions. And last but not least, we are also investors in Talently, which is a Peruvian-born company that is helping connect talent with, digital talent, with corporations around the world. Yeah, it's I think history gives a lot of perspective on this topic, because I think every time there is a technological innovation and a boost in terms of technological advancement, people are scared of what it could happen. I would say I am optimistic for 2 reasons. One, I do think that artificial intelligence and machine learning is going to reduce the cost of personalization in education, and I believe that nowadays humanity needs more tailoring for the kind of challenges that we have, and that if individuals can access tailored education and tutoring and all of these tools at a cheaper cost, we can actually make huge progress as humanity. On the other end, I also think that a lot of new jobs are going to be created, and if we are at the same time as the jobs are being replaced are thinking of how to educate the population to face those new challenges, then we will be prepared. And which is why we are also not only interested in the technical skills, but also we are invested in companies that are working on the social-emotional side, on the mental health, like all of those other aspects of human beings that are essential for actually facing the economy of the future. I would say look at LATAM, because not only in LATAM there is great opportunity for impact and returns, but it's cheaper to build in LATAM. You have great entrepreneurs who are ready to build technology for the world. Our money is going to go so much further here, and the way that is going to make change is if we actually bring more capital. So I'm very bullish on the opportunity of LATAM as a place for making good returns and good impact through investing in education and future work. So one thing to remember also is like many of the large venture capital funds have returned most of their money to investors from LATAM. That's the case of SoftBank, that's the case of General Atlantic, and I think typically people look at Latin America as a place to give, but always forget that the opportunity to actually make significant returns in the region are demonstrated already by large players. And the second piece is that what we are seeing is a new generation of emerging fund managers that are like building on those positive trends to actually deliver high returns.